I'm not saying Kyle Shanahan doesn't like Trey Lance. Trey Lance seems hard to not like. He's a mature, hardworking, well-raised young man. I'm sure there's a lot that Kyle Shanahan likes about him. I just feel like Shanahan wants to stay employed. And he feels like he's been sort of given an ultimatum that he needs to make the playoffs or he's out. But I think he's wrong about that. I do think that he's on the hot seat. But it's not about whether he makes the playoffs or not. He needs to show that he's the right coach for Trey Lance. If they narrowly miss the playoffs, but Lance is the starter and he improves throughout the season and the offense is a good fit for him and he has a good relationship with Kyle Shanahan, Jed York most likely won't fire Kyle. He shouldn't fire Kyle. You don't want to give a young quarterback a new head coach, a new system every year. It doesn't make sense. So if Kyle is the right coach for Lance, if they have a good rapport, a good working relationship, and Kyle's system fits him, he stays employed even if he misses the playoffs. And fans will be happy because there will be hope for the future. But if he thinks what he needs to do is eke out a playoff appearance with Jimmy Garoppolo and then lose in the first round and that'll make everyone happy, he's wrong. Because he'll put himself in a situation where Lance is no more ready to start next year than he was this year. And the hope for the future will be dim. And his job security won't be any better. Trey Lance is his project. He needs to show that he's the right coach for him. And if he's not, well, there's a lot of people out there who are interesting. Let's go through some names. Of course, there's Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City. He has coached and developed Patrick Mahomes. There's also Brian Daboll in Buffalo, who has coached and developed Josh Allen. There's more guys, though. This is a name that you may not know. Shane Steichen, offensive coordinator for the Eagles, doing a great job this year with Jalen Hurts, who's similar to Trey Lance, not as gifted. He came from the Chargers, where he was the offensive coordinator last year, and he coached and developed Justin Herbert. He was with the Chargers for a few years before then. He was a quarterback's coach under Phillip Rivers. He's very well trained, very good coach with real results developing young quarterbacks, particularly one with a skill set that's a lot like Lance's. So again, if Kyle Shanahan can't demonstrate that he's the coach for Lance, these are some names of guys who definitely would fit the job. And then there's one more. I don't think the Niners would get this guy. I think this bridge is probably burned, but I can't help but think that the ultimate irony is the coach who would want to work with Lance the most, who would be most intrigued by his skill set and probably most equipped to build an offense that accentuates it, is Jim Harbaugh. I mean, don't you think Jim Harbaugh would just kill to have a quarterback like Trey Lance? I do. Unfortunately, that will never, ever, 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 ever happen. But it'd be cool. Anyway, Shane Steichen, look him up. Kyle, act like you want to coach Trey Lance. It's in your interest.